Welcome everyone to day 2 of Praxis-to-Power, the SICSS-Howard Mathematica free institute, meant to give you a chance to connect with each other, connect with yourself, and prep for the incredible 2 weeks ahead of us of content and project founding and hopefully a lot of fun. So I wrote to you and reminded you to take some time to center yourself, maybe do some breathing, review our schedule, think of questions you might have for me in our panel today. So we are going to this morning, as we will do every morning, take a moment to center ourselves as a group. So I want to remind you this morning to be who you are and as you are. You're enough. What you have to give in the questions you bring to the table are enough. I want to remind you to take care of your biological and technological and sociological and metaphysical needs, whatever they are as they come up. Pause and give yourself grace, as we will try to grant you grace in this space. Everyone is a student here, no matter what your title. I say that in particular to our folks with those 3 little letters after their name already, and folks who are faculty. It can sometimes be difficult to return to a learning space. You have the expectation that there are more things expected of you. We just expect your presence and a learning posture. Everybody in this room is a student. I want to encourage you to set your personal intention for today. Start thinking about what your personal intention is for this institute. Is there something that you want to learn? Is it collaboration on a project? Is it asking questions confidently? Is it practicing R? What are your intentions? You personally run your own race. This degree, this life is choose your own adventure. And I encourage you to lean into that. Know your personal signs of feeling overwhelmed or self-sabotage. For me, I removed myself from the group and started doing things on my own. Like, I can learn R on my own. What's happening on the 9th day? If I start now, I can do it all by myself instead of staying with the group and benefiting from the economies of scale. I separate myself. So know what your signs of stress are, and make sure you realize that it's okay to give yourself what you need. I want to remind you that you're worthy of being in the group, and you're exceptional. And I'll add something that one of our speakers from last year said, Carter Clinton, which is, I belong here and I'm entitled to be here. Remember also with our incredible speaker, Ia Funlayo, said yesterday as well. All right, so we're going to spend some time in logistics. We allotted way more time than we need this morning to take it slow, and also to give you a chance to get caught up today. So today is catch-up day. And I'll go over the schedule a little bit, but there's a few things that are part of our day every morning, including that mantra. So you're going to hear me repeat some version of that every morning. And I encourage you to come up with ones for yourself to think about our talk yesterday. So Edith is going to drop a question in the chat box for you. We like to do little getting to know you questions in the morning. To give you a chance to connect with each other. I want to see the chat box blowing up while I'm talking. So today's question is, tell us somewhere you'd like to travel. And I mean, I just want to put out there, like, apparently space is possible now. So, you know, dream big, you know, we can get space, all sorts of places. So where do you want to travel? So please just drop those in the chat box, and please, all of you, enjoy that. And write to each other if there are places that you have been. Write to each other if there are other places you want to go to. You know, again, I'm paying for dinner if people get together. So maybe you want to be like, hey, let's meet up in Florida. So, you know, get those answers in the chat box. I also want to encourage you in the morning, in addition to answering these questions, to humble brag. Nobody else can see this. You know, we're not showing this in the live video, so nobody else can see this. So humble brag a little bit. You get in some extra reps at the gym yesterday, get good sleep. Maybe you let your child cry for a few hours and didn't lose it. And you know, maybe you did baby training the babies, the teething, all that stuff is hard. So, you know, in addition to that, if you want to share academic stuff, maybe you just got in the journal, a journal in your field, maybe you are working on your comprehensive exams. Humble brag for us. Tell us some real cool stuff that's happening. And I'm going to ask for this every day too. So we want to hear about your milestones and the good things happening in your life, whether they be academic or otherwise. So again, blow up the chat box. So we have some housekeeping to go over. So every day we had you do the anonymous pulse survey last night. We're going to go over that this morning. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the speaker signups and get you in good stead ahead of our workshop, the talk that's happening later, and we'll have lots of time for questions this morning. So let's start with the Keep Start Stop. That's our pulse survey. So we're going to have Kelly, I believe it's Kelly, screen share for us, and I'm going to go over what you all submit last night. This is closed now. We close it in the morning when we add these to our slides. Let's go to the first slide, please. That's the second slide. Let's go to the first slide. Thank you. All right, and you should set it on presentation. Thank you. All right, so we want to get your thoughts on the night before from the previous day, and then we go over them the next day and we make modifications or respond to them. So I want to talk through what you all sent us last night and tell you sort of how we've thought about it, and remind you again, we do these every day. You'll see this again at the end of the day today, about today, and we'll go over tomorrow. Okay, so next slide. So keep, what did you want us to keep that went well yesterday? The small group introductions. Yep. Keeping the state of working as a team, energetic, warm vibe, affirmations and interactions in the chat, the enthusiasm, everything as is. So happy to tell you, you're gonna be living in some small groups. And we've tried to set it up so that you're constantly switching and meeting new people. Because sometimes you settle in, you're in one group, and at the end of this thing, you know like 2 people. We want you to know everybody at the end of this. So not a problem, going to do that. State of working as a team, energetic, warm vibe, got you that. I encourage you when you're in your small groups to do some sort of duplication of your introduction. In those small groups, you're going to, come up with your like 30-second elevator pitch and be able to quickly introduce yourselves or reintroduce yourselves. And you'll also have the chance to learn things about each other in this chat box every morning. Affirmations and interactions in the chat. Nailed it. High five to that. Yes, we're going to do those every morning. Again, I just want to keep you engaged and interested in having fun. The enthusiasm, you're not even, this is uncaffeinated too. All of this enthusiasm and excitement, this is uncaffeinated. I haven't even had coffee today. So, don't you worry. You will have more enthusiasm and energy than you are prepared for. I'm going to blow your wig back. It's going to be a ride. And I hope you continue enjoying it. Everything as is. Thank you. We appreciate the feedback. So now we're going to jump to start. Things you would like us to start doing. Maybe add some personal non-academic prompts, favorite meal, etc. for the small group intros. Can set a less formal convo vibe. Yes. So again, we're doing that in the chat box every morning, and you are welcome to share that information when you interact. We tend to start the institute with a little bit more of the formal. We do ask you where you're from and all that stuff, and we get a little bit of that. But we try and balance across all of our activities. The most formal intro you will do is that first one on the first day. Start talking about projects we are going to work on. Yes, you should do that. We're all adults. Talk to each other. That sounds like a great idea. I encourage that. I appreciate leadership on those sorts of things. We have a formal process. Your whole second week is on your projects. We have a formal process to get you all brainstorming and interacting with each other. Again, small group, learning about project ideas. So there's a formal process for that the second week. The first week is all about instruction and you all getting to know each other. So just know we have a process for that and we will get there. But if you have project ideas and want to talk to each other about that, I definitely encourage that. One thing I will say is we want to make sure that no matter where you start in this, you have a chance for your project to be one that either a group can pick up or you can decide to do on your own. Our site allows both of those things. None of the other sites actually allow that for funding. We allow both individual and group projects. So I would say the one drawback of starting to pitch projects super early rather is you need to allow folks who are still thinking about it the time to come up with their ideas as well. So we try and focus again this first week on instruction and then have a formal process on projects second week. And just know that everybody we've accepted has the capacity to lead a project group or decide to do it on their own. And that, you know, just because somebody comes in with an idea on day one doesn't mean that you won't have an idea on day 6 that's just as good. So I would recommend sort of balancing that desire for removing the anxiety of knowing what you're going to work on with just immersing yourself in just, you know, just swimming in this for a little bit. Just enjoy the ride of the first week. Enjoy being a learner. Longer breaks if possible. Oh, you're gonna get 2 hours today. Oh, that's how much I love you. I'm giving you like 2 solid hours. And you'll have breaks worked in the entire time we're together. But again, all adults here, if you need a break, please step aside and do a break. Tell your group, you know what, I'm gonna need like 5. I need 10, I need 15. Everybody's an adult here. And your time once you're with your group is yours. If your whole group decides, you know what, we need 20 minutes, take 20 minutes. But we have worked in small and long breaks throughout the entire institute to make sure that you have those. Please take them if you need them. Incorporating a break for lunch to prepare participants in advance to have lunch prepared before each day of activities. Yes, as adults, if you would like to prepare your lunch in advance of our bite-sized lunchtime talks, I encourage you to do that. Maybe want to do some like lunch preparation the night before, a little weekend prep. Please do that. My expectation is that everybody here is taking steps to take care of themselves. So yes, we have lunchtime talks every day. There is a short break beforehand, and then we jump in, and you're meant to be there and have, you know, engage. But if you need to get some lunch, do that. Yes, do that. Yes, I fully support that. All right, let's go to our stop slide. Next slide. There we go. Stop in the name of love. Whoever came up with that, please keep that energy up. I am here for that. I like to sing. I'm not good at singing, but please keep that up. I'm here for that energy and that joy. Let's jump to our last slide, which is anything else. Thank you so much. Love the panel discussions, presentations in our workshop. Oh my God, you have no idea. We're just getting started. Like, oh, you have no idea. Hold on. There's going to be, so much incredible energy and such is ahead of you, and not even just mine. And we appreciate the kudos. Anybody who's ever jumped in and planned any sort of DEI initiative knows that as fulfilling as it is, it also can be very challenging. So we appreciate the positive affirmation. As I've told you, our team is powered by undergraduate energy from Berkeley. So most of these folks here are grads or recent grads. We deeply appreciate that, and I'm excited to introduce you to our team later in the week. They come in and out a little bit, but if you end up getting a message or interacting with any of them, Kelly, Abril, Ankita, Arvin, Ava, Edith, I think that's everybody. There might be some people in some of the breakout rooms. But please, if you have a chance to send them some kudos and some love for absolutely no reason, please do that. Maddie, thank you. Yes, Maddie is, I missed Matt. Maddie, do you have Maddie must not be in the room right now. I do not see Maddie. Okay, we'll work on that. All right, so let's jump back to our agenda. And again, we'll send you these pulse surveys every day. They will end up on Slack. Please fill them out. We want to hear from you. We want to know what's going well. We want to know what we can work on and make better for you. So please give us the ability to do that. All right, so continuing down our list, housekeeping. I want to remind everybody to arrive, and so far this has not been a problem. This was a problem last year. Arrive muted. We have not had that problem yet, but anybody who's been in Zoom always knows somebody like rolls up and they're just like, I'm on the phone, I'm entering a meeting, whatever. So just reminder, before you enter the room, just make sure you're muted in case there's some live activity going on. We want to see your beautiful faces, so insofar as you can, please keep your cameras on. You know, it's good for our speakers to see that there are people out there. But again, if you need to take a break, whatever, please do that. All right, so we're going to go over the lunchtime discussion sign-up sheet. So some of you, I appreciate, I forgot to make that live to all you last night, and I got a whole bunch of requests. So I was excited to see that that folks were looking at that and interested in in doing that. So I'm going to drop that in the chat box for those who maybe decided to not go on Slack last night, which is totally fine. So that is the link to our signing up for talks. Edith, can you screen share that for me, please? Actually, Kelly, Kelly, you already screen shared some for me. Can you screen share that for me, please? So we'll take a look at that and I'll walk through it. And we'll kick off those live talks tomorrow. If you're like me, I like to sign up for the first one, get it out the way. I'm like, woo, be nervous later, but I just go first. But there are things spread out over the entirety of our institute where you'll be able to get involved. Waiting on Kelly. Kelly, please screen share that when you have a chance. So we're going to go over that. All right, there we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Okie dokie. All right. So our institute is broken up into, there are 4 different types of live activities that happen. So you're seeing some of the roundtables this weekend. So roundtables are run either by ourselves, so the SICSS team here, SICSS-Howard Mathematica team, or include Howard faculty and folks, or folks from Mathematica. So you had your Howard panel yesterday. That was our faculty in the academy. You had a SICSS-Howard Mathematica panel. You'll have one of those today on funding. And then tomorrow you'll get another one of those on getting the most out of SICSS. And then the second week, you'll see one on career opportunities and just the excitement that is Mathematica. So there are those live events. So we present those to you without you having to do anything, just show up and just enjoy. The other 3 types require a little bit of work on your part. So we do, during week 1, we kick off our bite-sized lunchtime talks. So we have pre-recorded a video from an organization that does cool stuff with data. And you are expected to watch the ones you've signed up for and any other ones you're interested in, but they're there forever, insofar as anything is here forever. I guess the internet's here forever. And then come up with some questions. So you'll have a chance to sign up for one of, let's see, there are 7 bite-sized lunchtime talks. The first one is on, we've got one on Monday, which it appears to not be on here. That is is Maddie in the room? Is Ava in the room?
Hi.
Yes. Okay. So Ava, it looks like we're missing Los Alamos National Lab. I think that's supposed to be on Monday. Can you mention that to Maddie? We need to add that. Let's scroll down unless I'm thinking of it's on the wrong day. So Polarization Lab is Monday, Deloitte Center for Health Services and Deloitte Health and something else. I can't see it cut off. Data Nutrition is on there. Scroll down. All right, keep going. Data Nutrition, the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh, nope, it is on there. Ignore me. I jumped ahead. Los Alamos National Laboratory, Very CSS, D-Lab. All right, so I'm going to quickly mention what all of these are because I realize we don't have hyperlinks to some of these organizations, but I encourage you to Google them. So we'll go backwards from the bottom. Scroll, scroll, scroll. D-Lab is the data lab at Berkeley. They host a lot of computational social science projects. We have some Berkeley students, some of my classmates, some of our alums. We're going to be presenting their projects. It's an interesting model that a lot of universities are picking up where some of the methodological training is not happening within the department. It's a lot of it is supported by a standalone institute that has this dedication to methodological excellence. So that should be kind of cool. Scroll up. Then we've got Very CSS. It's an organization that came out of the Summer Institutes. It's to diversify our field in terms of gender. So they push and encourage women to be speakers at events like this and highlight and amplify the voice of women. So they are fantastic. They'll be with us. Scroll up. Then we've got Los Alamos National Laboratory. They are one of the premier national labs in the United States. A lot of people know their name because the Manhattan Project was founded there, and the Oppenheimer movie that's coming out is about that. They sorry, excuse me, crisscross with a lot of issues adjacent to defense, but then also a lot of just social issues. So that it's sort of a major research juggernaut, tons of funding. I did a 3-year predoctoral fellowship with them. I'm actually speaking to you from New Mexico. So pretty incredible organization. One of my mentors is coming in to speak. She is one of the highest ranking women of color, if not the highest ranking woman of color at the lab. So that should be really cool. Scroll up. Then we've got Federal Reserve Board of Governors. That's the Fed. We have someone coming in to talk about some of their research. They do a lot of cool stuff with housing and a lot of other stuff, but that's actually be pretty cool as well. Scroll up. All of these are cool. Again, it's companies and organizations doing cool things with data. Data nutrition came out of the Berkman Klein Center at Harvard University. They do a lot on data labeling and thinking about how to understand the nutritional value of data, what's in there, what's been added to it, what's been taken away. Super cool. Scroll up. Deloitte Center for Health Services and Deloitte Health. I can't read the last word because it cuts off, but it's an institute at Deloitte that's run by a pretty incredible doctor who you also used to be the head of the American Medical Student Association, Jay Bott. Is going to come in and talk about the work that they do. So all of these presentations, and I'll interrupt myself before going on to the next one, are meant to give you potential ideas for research partners, data, opportunities. So pick ones where you think their interest, but also, just pick cool ones. Polarization Lab. One of our founders, Chris Bale, is coming in to talk about the Polarization Lab at Duke. You should be in possession of his newest book. If you've received your package from his book is in there. He's going to come in and talk about all the cool stuff they're doing with the Polarization Lab over at Duke. They do a lot of cool things with the creation of data sets and resources and things to better understand polarization. So for the bite-sized lunchtime talks, everybody is meant to sign up for, scroll up because the information's there at the top, I believe. You're meant to sign up for 2 of these sessions. What you will do is watch that video in advance of coming in, come up with some questions, and when we hit that live Q&A section, after we've moderated a little bit, there will be the expectation that you'll jump in and ask questions. So there'll be a few of you, so we'll sort of jump around. So that's the lunchtime talks. Let's jump to the guest speaker tab on the bottom. Guest speaker tab. Our second type on the bottom in the middle there, lower tab. Yep, thank you. Okay, so the second type of speaker that you will see are our guest speakers. During week 2, we usually set aside 4 days for guest speakers. So this year we have Desmond Patton, who is a phenomenal professor, runs Safe Lab over at the University of Pennsylvania. His bio is on our website. Please check it out. Imani Munyaka, who is an alum of our program, she will present our first alumni talk. And then Dean Freeland, who is an incredible professor from the Hussman School of Journalism and Media. And then we'll round out the week with me. I will be talking about my dissertation. Yay, job market, yay. So right now we are only setting aside a question requests for 2 of those speakers. That would be Desmond and Imani. We'll cycle back around later for the other 2. You're expected to sign up for 1 Q&A session for either Desmond or Imani. So again, those videos are already up on our website. So at your leisure, you get to watch that video, immerse yourself in it, come up with some questions, and then after we finish the moderated part of our discussion, you and your other colleagues will have a chance to ask questions. Okay, so again, you're signing up for 2 of the bite-sized lunchtime talks, and then you're signing up for 1 of the guest speakers. The third thing we do is panels. So we usually do 2 panels. Let's click on the panel tab on the bottom. Thank you. We usually do 2 panels because the Africa and African descendants sites this summer are spread out a little bit more than normal. We are not doing our All Africa panel. We are still continuing with our New Frontiers in Research and Technology. This year it's on AI, automation, and work. One of our panelists, Ifeoma Ajunwa, you have her book. We sent that as well. You are not expected to read any of these things, by the way, during the Institute, before the Institute, or related to the Institute. We just given you some gifts. So for this one, everyone is expected to sign up for, and I cannot see what it says at the top. For that one, is it just one? I can't see it. One video. Yep. Okay. Yep. So there are a number of people on this panel. We need coverage for each of the videos. So everyone is expected to sign up for one video here and watch it. So that's a total of 2, 3, 4 videos you need to watch. The bite-sized lunchtime ones are meant to be bite-sized. They are short. These other 2 types of videos approach an hour. So you're definitely going to want to spend some time and think about which ones you want to do this and when you want to watch. Thankfully, all our hour-long videos are in week 2. So the bite-sized lunchtime talks start next week, this coming week rather, and they run both for both weeks. The guest speakers are just during week 2, and the panel is just during week 2. So you'll hear me remind you about this. We will do a count later and make sure everybody's all set, but we would like to get this figured out today so we can add you all to documents and make sure you have a chance to actually network with all these speakers when they come. So that's another part of this that's really fun. All the speakers come a little bit early, and you all will be in the green room with them as they, for a few minutes before we start. We also have office hours set up for some of these guest speakers, which will, I did not mention, let's go back to the guest speaker tab. Sorry about that. So in addition to having a chance for a live Q&A with our guest speakers, please click on the guest speaker tab for me, please, Kelly. Guest speaker on the right. Yep, thank you. In addition, I'm going to take your question just a second, Kevin. In addition to signing up for our to ask questions of our speakers, if you scroll down, we also have office hours with our speakers. So that's not something you need to decide in advance. We'll give you the chance on the day of. You can even sign up during the talk. So we'll have three sets of office hours for 10 minutes by group with the speakers, so you'll have some time to spend with them. Sometimes we don't have people sign up for all, so you might actually get a full half hour with them. So please make sure you're signing up for times above in order to interact with our speakers. Are there enough spots for our speakers there? Scroll up. Maddie, I need you to add a few more time slots for our guest speakers. There should be a total number of spots for everybody to sign up. So please update that. And if Maddie's not in the room, and Keita, please tell her. Kevin, go ahead and unmute. You have a question?
No, I think so is there, you said it earlier, but then I forgot. Is there a reason why the other speakers are we can't sign up for the other speakers right now?
We'll cycle back around to that later, but yes, there's a reason right now that will be updated later. Are you interested in Dean or me?
Well, yeah, I was just interested in picking one of the looking the options. So I didn't want to pick one and then
So I'll go over that at the end of our actually the easiest explanation right now is Dean Freeland is not able to be with us live. So we have already pre-taped his live Q&A. Our team pulled that together, so it's just not an option, unfortunately. He is out of the country. So what I would say is Thursday, we have something kind of special planned, so that just will not be an option for me. So Monday and Tuesday are your options. So choose from your Monday, Tuesday options. And Kelly, since you're here, can you add, actually, Ava, can you please add some more slots there for us in the document? So we should have enough for everybody to sign up for a slot for either Monday or Tuesday. Thank you very much. Okay, we can stop screen sharing. And you'll hear me talk about this again tomorrow. So if you have any confusion about it, or if you haven't had a chance to sign up, don't worry, we'll remind you. You'll keep hearing about this. But our first speaker is next week. All right, let me find my notes again here. Okay, all right. Okay. So we're headed into our discussion with folks about funding shortly. There is no expectation that you have had a chance to watch those videos yet, but if you are ahead with your other work, and we'll give you a good amount of time today to get caught up if you're behind. I would encourage you to look at some of those videos about the project. So those are in process projects. So none of them are done. So if you want to get a sense of the type of projects that people tend to do, and you have the time this afternoon, that's not a bad way to spend your time when you're preparing your funding application, which we'll be talking about very soon. Again, those are great things to look at, people talking about what they've been funded for. I'm going to drop in the chat box to a blog we did recently about those funded projects, just got published with Sage Method Space. So if you want to learn about those projects and you don't have time to watch the videos today, you can just quickly take a look at that. It goes over most of the projects. We have some continuing projects that have been funded for 2 years. I'm not sure if they're included in that, but I believe that's all the new ones. And we'll mention that again before the funded panel later. All right. Before I leave you, I leave some time for open Q&A, and before we go over the calendar, I just want to check in on, remind you if anyone's having any problems with Slack, to let us to reach out. No problem, too small. Just ask. We're here. If you guys, you can see, I have a huge staff here that can help you. We don't have exactly a 1-to-1 ratio, but we have a lot of folks that can help. So please ask for help. And also I wanted to let you know kind of where to go for help. So if you have questions, please come find me. I am always available either on Slack, via our SICSS email, or you can just come find me. I'm always in this room. You can always pull yourself out and come to this room and find me. If you have questions about R, you can find Amber in Slack up until the end of her workshop. Her office hours have run for several weeks now. I'm not sure if she will not be your go-to for R after Sunday. We'll have professional data scientists that will actually join us daily and support all your activities. And we'll have office hours for R and Stata and SAS and whatever you need in Python. So Amber is with us and will be your instructor and support until today. So make sure you take advantage of that. And then we're going to go over today's calendar. So I'm going to pause for questions. Thank you. The extra guest speaker spots have been added. So please go ahead and sign up for one of those 2 speakers. As I mentioned, Dean not available because he will not be coming in live. So we have pre-recorded Q&A with him. We had question submissions from some of our alums, and we have a lecture which you can watch. Both of those are already on both of those should already be on our website. If the Q&A is not there, it will be there soon. But please sign up for one of those 2 available speakers. All right. So before I go over the calendar, are there any questions? If you have a question, I guarantee you somebody else does. Feel free to raise your hand and we'll have you unmute. Are there any questions? Or you can drop them in the chat box if you're feeling shy. I've been trained that you should wait longer than you think you should, because it just feels long on Zoom. Okay, we'll go over the schedule and give you a chance to think about questions. So let's, Kelly, can you screen share our schedule, please, for today? And again, if you haven't bookmarked this page, we'll just keep driving you back to this page. So I recommend you do that. It is SICSS.io//Howard-Mathematica/schedule. And yes, I have that memorized because I'm living on that page. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go over today's schedule now. And at the end of the day, we'll go over, Amber will go over Monday's schedule. with you. All right, so we started this morning with logistics, overestimated on logistics. So you'll have lots of time for questions or to take an extended break before we start our funded alumni research and progress panel. So that runs from 10 to 11 is our day 2 Praxis-to-Power day 2 introduction and logistics. From 11 to 12, you'll have the SICSS-Howard Mathematica 2022 funded alumni research and progress roundtable. So all of these folks have been funded based on projects that came out of our institute. I believe the application is due at the end of September. I will double check, but we'll give you that information later on today. If not today, then tomorrow, but you'll have more than enough time to put together your application. It's fairly simple. So we have a mix of individual and group projects. Again, if you have time before it starts, there are slides here, short videos by each of our presenters. So these are pretty bite-sized, for the most part, pretty bite-sized presentations. These are all current students or new faculty, postdocs, and we also, all these folks are alums of our project, of our program. Let's go scroll down. So that's 11 to 12. Then from 12 to 2, we'll have open office hours with myself here in the main room. You're welcome to come back and chat with me about anything. If private, we have all those amazing rooms open. We can head and spend some time with you in any of those rooms if needed for one-on-one as well. But this is your chance to get caught up with the pre-arrival materials before we start tomorrow. So for every single day next week, remember we're a flipped model. There are videos you're meant to watch to learn about what we're going to do. And then we spend all of our time in exercises. So you will largely not hear any lectures here. The expectation is that you will stay a day ahead. So there are links there to the day 1 content, the day 2 content, day 3, day 4, day 5. There's also optional day 6. We do not teach experiments, but there's optional day 6 content if you're interested in experiments. For every day, we also have in the calendar for that day, there's a takeaway sheet where we've talked about a lot of the content. So I encourage you to look at those as well. The link to the boot camp there is if you haven't got around to the boot camp. Those are just if you need the boot camp, you don't have to do it. If you have already done that and read through Matt Salgonik's textbook, I'm going to plug my laptop in and continue talking. I knew I forgot to do something this morning. Not going to have this fail while I'm talking to y'all. There is a link to his textbook there, which is the textbook for the course. You can also watch a video interview I did with him where I talked through every single chapter with him. So if you prefer to watch instead of read, it's sort of a cheat sheet to the book. So I'd encourage you to do that. Just in case my computer happens to die, Ava, I'm making you full host just in case, because my computer is, there it goes, it's charging. Okay, great. If you are really far ahead and have already done all that stuff, and again, we have no expectation that you have, we're all busy. So we work in some time for you to get caught up during Praxis-to-Power. There's a whole bunch of information, scroll down. There's just fun stuff here you can look at. So scroll back up, you went too far. So you can get to know all of us who are part of the planning of SICSS. So there are videos here for our faculty sponsors at Howard. So Terry, Rebecca, Nicole, my co-organizers, Calvin Hadley and Akira Bell. There's I can't remember there's something there about me too. I think it's just my website. And then there's also an interview I did with Chris and Matt about SICSS at age 5. So there's a lot of content there just on SICSS and how we came to be. Scroll down. We also have some videos here about people who are engaged in changing computational social science and beyond. So pretty incredible videos, podcasts, including there's a great panel there with Black and AI. So one of our main moderators is the secretary for Black and AI. So she's in there, jump on, that's going to be fun. Lots of cool stuff there. Scroll down, then we have some throwback videos. So our keynote addresses are here. Some of my favorite videos from Some of our presenters are here. So Maddie, I don't see Maddie in the room, but I'm noticing one mistake, which we'll fix. So we don't have things underneath the panels that they're under, so we need to tab some stuff over. But there's lots of great content here if you're ahead, or just looking for something fun to do in an evening when you have nothing else to do, obviously. There's lots of great content here, so please feel free to look at that. So there's a solid like 2 hours there where you can basically do whatever you want related to the Institute or not. So we built in a good sized break there for you to get caught up or get your questions answered. Scroll down, please. All right, and then we finish off our day with your second workshop with Amber. So Amber part 2. Amber part do. I'm corny. Do in French is to. Amber do. Okay, anyway. So second part of that workshop is from 2 to 5, and that's our day. So Amber will go over tomorrow's schedule. Yeah, I might pop in because I might pop in and go over the schedule as well with you all, but that is our day. So we're finishing with 16 minutes to spare. So if there are any questions or y'all need anything, we are going to open the breakout rooms for you. You are welcome to go and are they open already? They are open already. We're going to have you, you're welcome to go to the breakout rooms and just chill and get to know each other. Encourage that, always encourage that. Or stay here and ask questions. Okay, Joel has a question. Yes, please.
Just a technical one. So besides the ones that the panels and the guest lectures that we sign up for, do we watch every single one?
No.
Okay.
God, no, that would be a lot. So we only have you. So let's go back to the great question. Let's go back to the spreadsheet. So we're trying to spread out the work here. So all of you will end up watching 4 videos. That's it. 2 bite-sized lunchtime, 1 guest speaker, and 1 of the panel speakers. And then anything else after that is for interest. And if when one of those talks is happening, you have a question and you didn't sign up for that just based on what you hear, you can ask a question. What we're trying to make sure is that we don't have that annoying dead silence that happens where we're like, anybody have a question? So we're trying to, since all of these speakers are giving of their time, and I will not say giving. So we are the only site that does honoraria for all of our speakers, because I believe that people of color need to be compensated for their time. We should not be asking for people to do more of the free work that a lot of us are asked to do all the time. So they're coming in, and we want to make sure that they have fun alongside you and all of you. So we're just spreading out the work. So if you want to watch more, you totally can, but you're only expected to watch yes. So you're only expected to watch the ones you've signed up for. All right, so if there are no other questions, we're going to send you to the breakout rooms. I'm assuming those are open. If they're not, Abril, please open the breakout rooms. You'll notice, I think we've got Black female athletes are the room names today. We try and highlight some amazing element of Black culture in our room name choices and in the and also our passwords for our daily Zoom rooms. So those rooms should be open. Can you please confirm that they are open? Abril, I need a verbal.
Yeah, they should be open.
All right, so please.
Yeah, they should be open.
There's participant hangout rooms. There's rooms named after incredible Black female athletes. Please choose rooms and head there. Our team stays in this room to do some prep in between your sessions, but you now have a 13-minute break before we start back up. So please take advantage. Arvin, please let our speaker in and then move her to the speaker holding room. But please head to one of our breakout rooms. I'm starting to see people move. Room Serena. Yep, room Shikari. Room Brittany. Awesome, fantastic.
Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.